Good morning, welcome again to another GDFL footy show on a very cold Saturday morning. And yes, we're back again. We're past the halfway mark and we're cruising into a very sensational and exciting last part of the season. And it's going to be a very, very interesting season coming up indeed. Some big results last weekend. The Tommy Tigers, too good for Inverleigh with Jackson McLeod. I can't read me own idiot sheet. Jackson McLeod and Stephen McLeod booting 8 goals between them. Not a bad effort there. Belpost Hill, they knocked off Geelong West, and Gomer Pyle, golly, he kicked 7 goals. It sounded a bit like Dennis Committee then, didn't it? No, it didn't. East Geelong, too good for Coria. Ricky O'Toole absolutely blasted the Coria Devils, coming back to play at his old home ground. Best on the ground, no problem there for Rick. Aniki, too good for Belmont Lions with Darryl Pittman from the footy shot. I don't know how he did it, but he kicked 4 goals. And Werribee Central's too good for Winchelsea with the new man on the block now, Pilkington. He's come from nowhere. He's kicked 16 in the last 2 weeks, and Anthony Kitchen, his old club, Winchelsea, stuck it up there as well. The 94.7 match of the day, and it was an absolute beauty out at the Keith Barclay Oval. The North Geelong Magpies hung on to a rampaging coming home late Bannockburn Tigers, and Paul Briggett, once again, 5 goals, the man down at full forward. I am Dick Philpott, and once again I've assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football to procrastinate, eradicate and adjudicate all what's going on this afternoon in local footy. First of all, you'll see them on, there's a 2-screen there, or 2-man screen, and you'll see Blake on the right. You're not allowed to say hello to him just yet, but the very first one I introduce is the Bannockburn legend, the under-18s coach of the Bannockburn Tigers, Dale Smyth. Good morning.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dick. I suppose you'd be pretty well crying after last week's performance. Under-18s give us a real touch-up to start the day off, and it finished on a good note for you blokes as well. So it was a good game of football, though. Probably the best we've seen in a long time.
I heard you sooking on 94.7 before the main game in the afternoon. You having a bit of a sook. That's okay.
I wasn't sooking. I was just saying we were outplayed, mate. We were done.
I thought there was a little tremor in your voice, so no?
Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
Football, we get on with life.
And you always blow your nose 3 or 4 times, do you, as well? That's something that just happens. Fair enough, okay.
That was the clear throat.
And that bloke on the end there, now, I know you haven't seen him for a while, but he's made an absolute, not yet, Jason, please. He's made an absolute comeback to local television. One of the pioneers of Channel 31 GDFL football show is Jason Doherty. G'day, Jace.
Yeah, it's good to see you fulfilling my contract this week, so I'm back. It's good to see. It's only taken you 10 weeks.
So where you been?
Well, I have some other footballing commitments on Saturday morning, so, It's school holidays, so that gives it away.
Grammar?
Yes, I coach footy at Grammar.
Bit of rowing?
No rowing. Just football. So,
fair enough.
So we're on school holidays, so I can come in on a Saturday morning.
Well, before we get on you, mate, it's great to have you back too, by the way. I really mean that.
It's all your pleasure. No, it's all your pleasure.
Thank you very much. And, of course, we had the big game at the Keith Barclay Oval on Saturday. We've got a couple of great interviews coming up right now. Cal Lowther, first of all, talks to Frank Fopiani, the coach of the North Geelong Magpies, and then Ronnie Pilgrim, the co-coach of the Bannockburn Tigers.
Very important game today, and your players responded.
Yes, Cal. Look, obviously it was always going to be a big game playing Bannockburn, sitting second, and look, I think we responded, especially in the second half. They were very good for a half, and I think our boys stood up in the second half.
We're really happy with your work ethic, particularly Todd Elsie in the second half. He was fantastic, getting the ball up forward, and Briggy, obviously, they work so well together.
Yeah, look, I think even the first half, our work ethic was pretty good, our tackling and all the rest of it, but just we couldn't get the results on the scoreboard. And obviously, I just spoke to a few players at half time, and them guys stood up, a few of the guys that were down, and that's why we won the game in the end.
Derek Fitzsimmons, obviously playing the game of his life. You ever seen someone dominate a game of football like that?
Oh, look, Derek was just fantastic. He from the first bounce to the end. Obviously, that's why he's our captain, and he led from the front today, and it wasn't until last minute. He never stopped trying, and it was a great effort by him.
And finally, were you a little bit disappointed with how you nearly got the game pinched from you in the last couple of minutes? Was it something that you talked about to your players after the game?
No, look, I didn't. I was happy just to win the game in the end. I mean, they're a quality side, so you'd expect them to come back. Maybe we took the foot off the pedal a little bit towards the end, but, I think to hold on, it's a win. I'll take that any day.
Thanks very much, Frank.
Thanks, Cal.
Thanks. You lost today, but obviously you were very, very impressed with how your team battled out all the way through.
Yeah, we look, to be perfectly honest, I said to Toby from the advertising, I think if we had won, we would have stolen the game. I thought North Geelong's pressure, especially through the middle of the ground all day, was far better than ours. And it would have been good to steal it, but I think due credit to them, they deserve to win the game. So
Were you a bit frustrated? I obviously know that sometimes umpiring decisions go against you, but do you think it really changed the complexion of the game just before half time?
Yeah, look, you get that every week. There's some bad decisions, and they weren't good for us. But look, to be perfect, I was more frustrated the way we turned the footy over. And under pressure, we gave away a lot of goals where we turned the ball over. So, it wasn't great with those decisions, but you cop them every week, and you can't use that as an excuse to lose. So,
particularly out of the back line, is that something that you're going to obviously work at training? You've got a very important game next week. Movement out of the back line has to obviously improve.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as you can see, we're a small side, and from what we've been told about Werribee, they're a pretty big side. So, we really need to move the ball quickly and smoothly. And unfortunately today we didn't do that. We stopped and we started. And with the pressure North put on, we turned the footy over. So we can't afford to do that next week.
Can you just tell us about a couple of injuries? A couple of your players didn't get back on the ground after half time?
Yeah, Alistair Woods had a bit of a corky. He, we didn't want him to go back out in case he did tear the quad. It was in the quad. So, we'd rather him miss half a game of footy than 6. So, no, he'll be right in a couple of weeks. We had Lincoln Peters that didn't play today, and he's massive for us. He's the barometer in the centre of the ground. And like I said, we got smashed in the clearances, and, we'll get him back next week. So, hopefully everyone will come up.
All right, good luck against Winchelsea. Werribee.
Cheers. Thanks very much, guys.
Well, just hang on there towards the end.
Oh, I don't know about luck, Dick. They got out to a 5 goals. They were up with about 9 or 10 minutes to go, but they'd done the hard work in that second half of footy. Limited Bannockburn. I don't think they hit the goal in the third quarter, and that was great. Wade Bayer, I must admit, was probably made a difference out there. I think just that extra big bloke in the ruck.
Impressed with North Geelong, Jason?
Oh, very impressed, Dick. You weren't, though. At half-time, you said they were gone. You said they were finished. That was the first time. You said that was the first time all season they were behind at half-time, and you actually wrote them off and they came back and won. So that's why Frank probably used it as motivation.
Unbelievable. I don't know why we brought him back on the show. We're going to take a break and come back and see what other rubbish he comes up back after this.